Alright, yeah, we're talking about maximum and minimum value of a function. Very quick, for you to understand maximum and minimum value of a function, you have to understand when if d square y all over dx square is greater than 0, you'll be having a minimum point, and at the end, you'll be having a minimum value. If d square y over d square x is less than 0, it's going to give you a maximum point, and at the end, the maximum value. So also, if you have this square y and this square x equals to 0, it's actually referred as a point of reflection. So now I'm going to start with this example that will give you how to get the minimum value and the maximum value from their points respectively. So for the first question, you have 2x cubed plus 3x squared minus 12. So the first thing I will do here, I will find the derivative of this equation. This equation is f of x. Most times you see like this, f of x is equal to this. See the same thing. So I'll first of all find the first derivative. I'll first of all find the derivative of this one, and I will have 6x. I'll have 6x squared plus 6x minus 12. Also, I will also need the second derivative. So I will also find the second derivative. This is first. I'll find the second derivative also. I'll need it later. I'll have 12x plus 6. So this is the second derivative. Next thing I will do now, I will make this my second derivative equals to 0. Thereby having something like 6x squared 6x plus minus 12 equals to 0. I'll make this man here, this my first derivative here, equals to 0. Now I will have. Then I will find what is common now. Like this is I use factorization to do this, but before I can start, I have to like divide 2 by 6. If I divide 2 by 6, I'm left with x squared here. I'm left with x, and I'm left with 2. So this already gives you the correct equation, and to factorize this, two numbers that if you add, they give you plus x, and when you multiply plus 1, multiply give you minus 2. So you have x squared plus 2x minus 1x or x minus 2 equals to 0. To factorize this, you're going to have x plus 2 brackets minus 1. Here will be x out. X plus 2. X plus 2 equals to 0. So automatically from here, our x is equals to minus 2, or our x, let us make that good. Now make it here, you have x plus 2, and you have x minus 1. So from here, our x plus 2 is equals to 0, which gives you our x equals to minus 2, or our x minus 1 equals to 0, which makes it possible that our x here is equals to positive 1. So either minus 2 or 1. Now, we're using this to indicate their points and also their values. So just flow with me. From here now, I will use minus 2 here. Just put minus 2, put minus x equals to minus 2 in equation 3. Now, I'll be very fast with this equation 3. I'll make this equation 1 to make it easier for us. Make this equation 2, and I'll make this equation 3. So I want to use this as my standard. Yes, we make it very easy for everybody. Equation 3. I'll put minus this equation 3 here, which I'll have f of x is equals to 12x plus 6. So having this, I will now have 12 minus 2 plus 6, which is minus 24 plus 6. I'll have minus 18. Now, my minus 18 is less than 0. And from the rule, when it's less than 0, this point here will give me, this minus 2 as the point here will give me a maximum point. And at the end, give me a maximum value. How do we get the value now? To get the value, this function gives a maximum value. Taking of that, maximum value. So how to get the value now is what we want to do now. To get the value now, I'll put minus 2 in equation 1. So I'll put minus 2, x equals to minus 2 in equation 1. So equation 1 is f of x, where you have 2x cubed plus 3x squared minus 12x. So I'll put in 1 as x. There I will have 2 brackets 1 is equal to 3. 3 brackets 1 is equal to minus 12 is equal to 1. okay, minus 12 times 1, you know, raised to power, then you have 2 plus 3 minus 12. So if you have the, sorry, this is minus 2, sorry, minus 2, not 1, is minus 2. So if you have this, let's do it again now. I will have 2 times minus 8 plus 3 times 4 minus 12 times minus 2. So if you do this, you have minus 16 plus 12 minus 10 minus 6 plus 24. So if I do this all over now, if I add and subtract everything, I'll have 20 here, because this time is 36 minus 16 give me 20. So 20 now is the maximum value. This is the maximum value. Now to get automatically, just give us the maximum value. The other number here, which is 1 here, actually give me a minimum value. So let's do this together. I'll put 1, we'll put x equals to 1 in equation 3 as well. Same thing we did here, we'll also do it here too. So for f of x equals to 2x plus 6, I'll have 12 brackets 1 plus 6. And I'll have 12 plus 6, which is equals to 18. And 18 is greater than 0. So this function gives me a minimum value. From the policy here, when it's greater than 0, you have a minimum point, and as well you have a minimum value. So this function gives a minimum value. So if it gives a minimum value, now to get the value, like I said, you have to put x equals to 1 in equation 1 now. Same thing we did here also, we do it here. To put it in value here, you have f of x is equals to, very fast, you have 2x cubed, 3x squared minus 12x. So you have 2 brackets 1 raised to power 3, 3 brackets 1 raised to power 2, and you have 12 times 1. So here will be 2, here will be 3, and here will be minus 12. So if here is 5 minus 12, we have a minus 7. So remember the minus 7 is the minimum value. So that has to get the minimum and the maximum value of any equation.